The tale of the golden acorn. The heart beneath the bark, the great woods, was a place of emerald shadows and ancient whispers. In the center of it all stood the stump of the mother tree, a colossal circle of wood that had once touched the clouds. And right at the edge of her shadow lived Oakley. To everyone else, Oakley was just a sapling. To Oakley, he was a failure, the weight of the sky. Every morning, Oakley looked up. The elders' towering pines and ancient maples conversed in the high winds, their leaves catching the first gold of the sun long before it reached the forest floor. "I have to get up there," Oakley whispered, his voice trembling like a leaf in a draft. "If I don't grow tall, the sun will forget I exist. If I don't grow tall, I'm just small." One evening, Professor Hoot, an owl whose feathers looked like drifted snow, landed on Oakley's singular, sturdy branch. "You're stretching your neck so hard I can hear your fibers groaning, little one." Hoot hooted softly. "I have to reach the light, Professor," Oakley cried. "The mother tree was a giant. I'm just a twig. I need to be a golden acorn treetha, kind the legends speak of." Hoot blinked slowly. "The golden acorn isn't a type of tree, Oakley. It is a moment in time, but to reach it, you must first learn the language of the dirt. You must root deep before you can reach high." But Oakley was young, and the young often mistake waiting for wasting. That night, Oakley did something dangerous. He refused to sleep. He pushed every ounce of his energy upward. He ignored his roots, letting them go dry and brittle, sending all his sap to his crown. By morning, he had grown 6 inches. Miracle for a sapling. "Look!" he shouted to the elders. But the elders didn't cheer. They looked down with sorrow. Then, a sudden, sharp summer gust swept through the clearing. A healthy tree would have danced with it, but Oakley was top-heavy and root-weak. Crack! His main leader branch's pride snapped. The pain was a cold, sharp lightning bolt. Oakley slumped, his leaves hitting the dirt. He wasn't a giant. He was a broken stick, the seedling in the shadow. As the weeks passed, Oakley fell into a deep silence. He felt he had lost his race. That's when he felt a tiny tickle near his base. "Is it my turn to use that sunlight?" a small voice asked. It was Luna, a tiny seedling who had sprouted in the patch of ground Oakley's fallen branch had cleared. "Go ahead," Oakley sighed. "I'm broken. I'll never reach the sky now." "The sky's very big," Luna said, unfurling a tiny, perfect leaf. "There's plenty of room. I'm not trying to get to the top today. I'm just trying to feel how cool the water is under this rock. It's delicious. Have you tried it, Oakley?" He had been so focused on the sun that he'd forgotten the earth. He reached down with his neglected roots. He felt the dampness, the minerals, the ancient heartbeat of the soil. For the first time, he didn't pull. He simply stayed. The great storm years passed. Oakley stopped looking at the tops of the pines and started looking at the health of his leaves. He grew, but he grew thick. His bark became a rugged armor. His roots became a subterranean cathedral. He and Luna became a team. When the sun was too hot, Oakley shaded her. When the soil was too dry, Luna's delicate roots found hidden pockets of moisture and whispered their location to him. Then came the year of the iron sky. A storm rolled in that was unlike any the forest had seen. The sky turned a bruised purple, and the wind screamed like a wounded beast. One by one, the tall, fast-growing poplars had rushed their growth, just like Oakley once had began to topple. Their shallow roots couldn't hold the weight of their ego. Oakley felt the wind rip at him. It tried to tear him from the earth, but his roots were woven into the very bones of the world. In the height of the storm, a family of squirrels and a shivering bluebird sought refuge in his hollows. Oakley braced himself. He didn't try to stand rigid. He learned to bend. He protected the life tucked against his trunk. He wasn't just growing for himself anymore. The golden acorn, when the sun finally broke through the clouds the next morning, the forest was changed. Many giants had fallen. But there stood Oakley. He was scarred where his branch had once snapped, but that scar had thickened into a powerful knot that held his weight. His leaves caught the light, and as the sun hit his first crop of acorns, they glowed with a deep, burnished bronze to legendary golden acorns. Squeaky, a young squirrel, climbed up his rugged buck. "You're the strongest tree here, Oakley. How did you grow so fast?" Oakley felt the wind rustle through his leaves, a sound like a gentle laugh. He looked down at Luna, who was now a vibrant, flowering bush at his feet. "I didn't grow fast," Squeaky Oakley said, his voice deep and resonant. "I grew deep. I learned that the view from the top is only beautiful if you have the strength to stand there." Luna smiled up at him, and he learned that a tree doesn't just provide shade. A tree provides a home. The moral: true strength isn't measured by how quickly you reach the top, but by how deeply you are rooted. Comparison is the thief of growth. Nurture your own journey, and one day you will realize that you have unjust grown up. You've grown into exactly who the world needed you to be.